Here we go. Welcome back to our last game of the night. This will be the third round. There's 3 rounds per night. There'll be 3 more rounds tomorrow for our second open qualifier. But again, this is the 6th Invitational 2020 Open Qualifier number 2. I'm your caster, Benny Yao, joined by our lovely Jesse J. Chick. How are you thinking these bans are going to be for these teams?
Consulate? I don't know. It could be kind of weird. Thatcher's not that weird, I suppose, to start us off on Consulate, as we talked about. Infinity Esports versus Okami. Infinity Esports, one of the best teams in all of Mexico. They did quite well in the last qualifier. A Thermite off the board, also relatively standard. Does put a lot of pressure on the attack. Probably not going to be the easiest attack we've ever seen. And Okami getting first in the last qualifier there. A bunch of veterans. People will probably recognize the players on this team. If they don't know the team already, it's another one of those classic like mixed teams of veterans, a leftovers type squad that typically do really well. Maestro and then Mira will probably be the last one.
Yeah, it's surprising to see Thermite and Thatcher banned. Also, that's surprising. Like, as my opinion, I've seen both of them banned here and there, but I've never seen them banned as much together personally. Just for me, it's like it's definitely gonna make this definitely a way more. Not say way more, but it's gonna lead it towards defense. Consulate, I would say, is even. Usually not too crazy to see one side or other side do well. But we'll see the mirror off the board as the last operator ban. So Maestro mirror off the board. It means Echo's available. There's the Yokais. We saw the Yokais, if you saw last game, were definitely not as helpful as they could have been, at least.
Yeah, I would say that, I mean, you talk about Echoes, very much a difficult operator to play. Also an operator that gets banned quite a lot. So a lot of times you have players who are like playing Maestro in a match and they like really don't have a ton of hours on Maestro. Means that he can be like a harder operator to get a grasp on, especially at this level, right? When we're casting stuff like invitational qualifiers. Oftentimes you'll see teams just aren't super prepared. But just given these two teams, the veterans on Okami and the practice that the Mexican team has in Infinity, they should generally be proficient on the operator. Not being brought though for round number 1 in Infinity.
Yeah, Infinity's bringing the dock instead for the ACOG. We'll be here upstairs on a console and meeting defense. Hopefully we'll see what exactly entails here for the attackers of Okami, as they probably either take admin or go through yellow, or well, either one or both at the same time. You'll see probably Toski on the Jaeger probably playing yellow stairs, and hopefully see members like Reaper instead of admin. We'll see exactly how Infinity defend this site.
Looks to be a general setup. I'm interested if they have anybody roaming or anything like that. Looks like we do see Pixie running down the bottom floor. I don't know if he's sticking down there. No, probably not. Alright, fair enough. Well, if Infinity wants to go for any spawn peeks, this would be the operator to do it on. The moment he hasn't gone for anything, the mice or the Jaeger also in a position, excuse me, to go for something if he wants to. You got Reaper going for the long flank down the basement, and Toski actually here in lobby. So this is a very like spread out push from Infinity. They're gonna go for a run out on Toski if they can get this frag. Yes, they will. Easy peasy. Takes down Benji, and Toski escapes. Not unscathed, but he does escape with his life, so he'll be all right. A good opening pick to come out from the Jaeger.
Yeah, that was some early aggression that probably Okami weren't exactly expecting. There was a close refrag for Toski, but unfortunately not in favor. So that's a 4v5 already within the first 50 seconds. A great start to get rid of the buck as well, get rid of the skeleton key. Prompted upstairs inside of admin. So it looks like this is going to be an admin take here, as they're going to keep pushing on without the Benji on the buck though. So there actually is no hard breacher besides this. So they bring Habano, which is interesting too. Habano usually use the X-Chaos to open the bottom of the reinforcements. Layman will get the first kill for his team. He'll take out Toski, finally get that refrag.
Definitely worrying that they're not bringing one of those hard breachers, especially because you think this is round number 1. I talked about this in the last game we casted actually, but you're not bringing a hard breacher in round 1. You don't know which site you're going. Like, what if this is a basement push? Are they really just trying to run down like yellow stairs and make it all the way down to like through the kitchen? You can't go through the garage obviously if you don't have that. Either way, they're not there, and they can attack on this top floor, which is a little bit easier without a hard destructor. Flak is going to prove that by opening up a second kill for the team. Okami now take the player advantage. They're going to be looking a little bit better with that, and I think probably they aren't too scathed by losing their first player. Lamon also going to get a kill. Another one from Kilo, and there's a player on the window getting taken down. So 1 kill from Reaper. Again, it was a run out. I don't know if that's really going to matter. Flax in the middle plant his defuse, but there's really nobody in position to stop him. All the way down to that first floor is Reaper. Gonna have to come all the way up. We'll see where he ends up playing. He's on the service stairs right now. Can push forward. Knows some of the players' locations. I mean, he has some pings. He's got some callouts certainly as well. Just going to charge on in. All right, that's one way to do it. He's going to go for this disable. Surely he doesn't stick this. He's already halfway through, and he's going to get punished for trying to stick that. Easy stop from Prompted, and Okami, you're going to take the first round.
Yeah, we were worried for a second there because they didn't bring Habana to open the bottom wall, but there was nobody playing as Infinity played that very aggressive. Especially interesting too because Nomad's on the board. You have the air jabs placed in certain positions. The jump outs are still a thing though. The Infinity seem to not care if the air jabs are going to be on the doors or not, or the doors or the windows at all, really. And especially too, you saw, I think it was Infinity on the dock jump out the window. I think he jumped out of the B windows, out of the Onslaught window meeting windows, and it just, I don't know why exactly what the information he had was to jump out the window. It was a good, at least a good run out from Reaper to get Layman on the rappel for a console office, but other than that, like, there's some weird aggression here from team of Infinity.
I think Infinity are looking at their opponents and sort of recognizing what they're up against, right? I mean, Okami were the #1 ranked team after the first open qualifier. They also have a ton of experienced players on their roster, so it's a good team. And I think that maybe Infinity feel they're a little bit outmatched. I would say on paper, yeah, they probably are. So I think they're looking at the lineup they're up against. They're saying, you know what, let's just play really aggressive. Let's just try things. Let's see what we can do. The 2 kills that they got that round were runouts. They were very aggressive, silly plays that shouldn't be effective on cautious teams, right? But because Okami maybe are rushing a little bit, maybe they're sort of not doing their due diligence all the time, they can get away with stuff like that. So it seems like just dumb aggression, but I'm going to call it smart aggression coming out from Infinity Esports. I really like the way that they played that last round, despite the fact that, yeah, they didn't hold the ball.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely, it seems to be I would say the first run out when it came for Toski running out and getting the kill onto, I think it was Benji to start us off. That was definitely some good aggression. That's smart as well. And then just the dock though, Infinity when dock running out, jumping out the windows with console was definitely weird to me. I thought it was. The run out from Reaper definitely really good too. Toski and Reaper were good, but just the one from Doc was weird for me. And I would agree that they're definitely in a position it seems to be stacked out of their favor, but we've seen Infinity play. If you guys watch other ones, we've seen Infinity play. They're a really good team as a team. This is a really good team play from them. So I would hope they can put a really good fight against like Okami. And we'll see that's this round. And we go downstairs to our garage and kitchen defense. There is no Thermite on the board, so again, Infinity was the first kill that prompted, so it'll be all up to Maverick to open that wall, if they even go for the wall in garage.
Prompted was the first person to really get aggressive on that first floor. You saw most of the defense staying away from that top floor. They're going to be roaming on that main floor, and they're also going to be, of course, in the basement where the bomb site is this time around. The first player to challenge that first floor got killed. The second player now has been downed. Benji on the yellow stairs right in front of his dead teammates. Going to have to crawl away for his life. There might be a late rotation to come out from one of the 2 teams to either confirm or deny that kill. We'll see if it ends up happening from one side or the other. Lemon ends up falling, so that's 3 players that have been dropped down to 0 HP. And Toasty's going to go up to try to collect that frag on a Benji. Now, Kilo's up here to pick him back up, so there's not going to be another kill, at least not easily coming out from the Mexican squad. They do still have a player lurking up here, though, and it doesn't seem the guys on Okami are aware of it. Toasty doesn't need to go super aggressive, but he's in a great position. Because you have the player advantage, you can do stuff like this. It's another down onto Kilo. That's a huge one outside this time. And Flax should be in a position to pick him back up, but the damage might have just been dealt. You got 2 players on very low HP because they were downed, and they still haven't really even looked at this bomb site.
Yeah, with a minute left to go on the clock, this has been a very aggressive hold from Infinity. They're playing these upstairs with the castle, playing these floors, having Toski run. It is not a good roam clear here from Okami. They seem to not expect Infinity to play this aggressive, this hole. There's actually a soft wall in the garage. I didn't even think about that. There's one unreinforced wall. Benji will open up, but someone's actually behind Black Car, being picked out though, so this should be a kill for Benji, but he is low HP as well though, so it could go either way. Infinity gets another kill for the round. He's taking 2 for the round. He kills, there's the finish off onto Benji. Pixie finishes off with the Kilo and Benji, and that's Infinity Esports to take their first win on defense.
So, I mean, I think, first of all, not reinforcing the last garage wall is a huge mistake, and don't do that anymore, Infinity Esports. But that was such a strong hold on that first floor, and you take a look at the way that Okami were attacking it. They were kind of sending guys down one by one, sort of trickling them into that first floor, maybe not expecting there to be so much pressure being placed from the defense onto that main floor. So there was a really good hold there from Infinity Esports. And then once you got down to the bottom floor, I mean, Pixie kind of just sort of said, we're done with this round. It's going to be done. SMG11, give me my strength, and shut down everybody over on the side of Okami. So, all right, I can respect that round. Don't make that same mistake of not opening or not reinforcing the garage, because that's totally something that Okami are going to see next time you're at that bomb site, and they're going to try to exploit. However, if you hold that top floor just as strong as you did in previous round or in that last round, I don't see them losing that bomb site again, because that was beautifully done.
Agreed. I'm interested to see what exactly happens for the next time they defend that site, because that upstairs hold, if they had if Okami had read that correctly and just push through garage because it's an unreinforced wall, they could have easily got into site and gone for a plant rather than having to deal with the roamers upstairs like the castle or the Jaeger of Toski as well. So it's a good start from Infinity. Good first defense win. Let's see if that's how they can do on the second try here out of this console meeting. Last time we had the attackers really, they took a loss in the beginning because Benji was taken out by a run up by Toski, but otherwise there was some unfortunate kills for Infinity. He get killed out jumping at console real. I think the anchors as well just being taken out by the good gunplay of Okami. So I'm interested to see what exactly different you're going to see of Infinity for the second time.
But trying it again, as we talked about last time, there was, I would say, good aggression and also poor aggression, as you mentioned, right? Last time, Infinity vaulting out of the Visa window. Not so successful. Toski may be also a little bit predictable in his aggression. Benji's going to be able to shut it down. Means that that's going to be one more of your aggro players off the board. We didn't see what happened to him, but wouldn't surprise me if he's going for a spawn peek, going for a run-up. That seems to be the way that Infinity like to play these this upper site. And now it seems like definitely Okami have caught on to that. So they're being a lot more cautious when they're approaching this building. They've already successfully attacked this once, but the mistakes they made when they got that victory, they're seemingly correcting. So that was sort of the only thing going well for the guys over on Infinity the last time they played this bomb site. If they still haven't figured out how to hold the top floor correctly and hold in the positions that they really need to be able to stop Okami from just running on and getting the plant down, then this is looking quite dire for them, even though we're only a minute in.
Well, at least this time they brought the bot at least, though, so they can open the bomb on the wall if someone's playing inside a meeting. But it looks like nobody's actually playing a meeting. Z-Flag looking to just run in. It's promptly gets Infinity. There's somebody in waiting room looking to shoot shots. Probably might be one of them. But it is actually someone inside, actually. They looks like they misdroned it. And actually, no, I say that actually, no, it was a long angle from bathroom. It will be Morph to get one. Benji gets Pixie, though. Reaper gets Hilo. Now down to a 3v2. There's still Yokais on the board to deny a plant. Promptly going to plant the diffuser. Benji holding that angle for someone pushing in. Now there's the first Yokai to interrupt prompted, but the time is in their favor with Reaper getting one to Benji, and it looks like the Yokai will have to bring into action of Morphed.
Lemon missing a few crucial shots there. The diffuser not getting planted thanks to one of those Yokai drones, of course. Prompted takes a bit of damage and now tries to challenge the angle, and he's not looking the right ways. He will get gunned down inside the bomb site. Morph been fantastic this round. Reaper from down below also trying to provide some support. Lemon, the last man standing, over for Okami, and he will not stand for long. Infinity Esports take the lead after a pretty strong hold on this top floor.
That was looking to be the favor of the attack as they got the first kill. They were able to read Toski's aggression, but after that they went for almost seemed to be not so much rush, but maybe they thought they had an opportunity, but unfortunately it seemed like Infinity had those angles covered when maybe it seemed as Kami maybe read that wrong and thought they didn't have those angles covered. As you had Morph watching from bathroom getting a good kill on the first person to run through was the Habana of Z-Flag, and then after that the Yokai is just taking so much time off the board is prompted to try to go for a plant. Not able to go for the plant too because it allowed for the other defenders to take angles onto the attackers who were trying to hold down meeting. But unfortunately, it's really good work from Infinity for that round.
I also noticed that it was, well, a couple of rounds now. It's been just very fast to come out from Okami. Compare this to the first two maps that we watched tonight, and a lot of the times the attackers we were seeing was like a minute and a half or 2 minutes of not a lot of action. There's a lot of droning, there's a lot of careful play, and that's not inherently better than the way that I see Okami attacking right now, but it's certainly a lot safer. And the way that Okami are playing this game, they're in the bomb site within a minute 30 a lot of the time. And that's, I mean, it's not inherently bad, but it's caused some problems for them. I think in that last round in particular, like the weaknesses of that sort of a strategy were really exposed. Morph as well got like a ton of use out of that Yokai drone, as well as just being able to hold long ACOG angles as the attackers ran on into them. So I can see why they want to do that stuff. You know, they're good players. They can get aggressive. They can go for those quick plays if they'd like to, but I really would like to see them maybe slow down and shows a little bit more respect towards the squad they're playing against right now.
Yeah, they may be underestimating Infinity. They may not expect them to play as well, have the gunplay in charge. But if anything, we'll be going to a tertiary site here. We're going to our lobby and press room defense. This tertiary site, this is a kind of one site you expect to lose because of how hard it is to hold. You kind of have to hold upstairs as well because of how much vertical play they can be, as well as being able to stop them from planting inside of lobby right out to the front door. So people playing usually in meeting is usually pretty normal for defense teams. So you have Toski and Pixie up there for the moment. The air just being sewn up by Layman to stop any runouts, because you've seen quite a few runouts. Reaper taking a lot of damage here from Benji, as Benji's taking the overhead repel. He'll finish off one of the anchors on site. Legion, of course, too, with the Goon Mines is a pretty good job, but Toski would run out of yellow, get a kill unprompted.
Alright, he's going for some more, and he'll get it at the double from Toski. He gets a headshot on the flak. There's no way he gets a third. They're really going to keep trying to pressure this Toski. He's got to back off. Finally takes enough damage, but even after all that, stays alive. So much done just by one small run out from a Jaeger, and that's some great stuff coming out from Toasty. You know, he's had maybe some poorer moments so far in this matchup, but that might have just turned it all around. You got both the Ash and the Hibana. That's one very important operator in terms of the fragging power, and one very important bit of utility that you've taken off the board there. So maybe less important, I would say, for utility in terms of being on lobby press room. But that's still a very nice thing to see. And since he's so low health, he's not really close, so maybe it won't happen. But there is that option for Pixie to be able to heal him back up with those stim pistols. So there's a lot to be gained in this situation, and that play in particular coming out from the Jaeger. A little bit thrown off, I would say, at this point. Okami have now had to readjust after losing those two crucial players. You can't stay on top of those windows, right, looking into console office any longer without feeling very, very afraid because, well, of what just happened to you. And so you got to take a different approach. They're looking inside of the antechamber windows, the piano windows as well. They really haven't found a lot yet. Infinity's giving them nothing.
Yeah, Infinity at this point, I've noticed they have the lead, they have the manpower advantage, they have the ability to just wait for the attackers to push in, because we've seen Okami push in pretty quickly, but this is where we see Okami stall out. He morphed to get the kill onto Kilo. Layman getting down as he tries to walk onto site by the Castle of Infinity. Now it's down to just Benji. You know, 1v4 as he tries to clutch with 29 seconds left to go. He doesn't know exactly any information as he's walking through this castle breaker at least, but he's getting a headshot on the morph though, so he has at least bathroom control and part of sight. But this, again, that upstairs control is very crucial here. The hatches open up, and there's also one player on site. He's gonna pick that would be Infinity of the castle. It's time, 14 seconds left to go, and there's a dock around the stairs. And Pixie taken out by Benji as well, so that's 3 kills for Benji. He could try to clutch this. There's no interference here unless the police rush him from lobby. He gets a headshot on Infinity as well. What is going on? He's looking for an ace. One play left to go. He'll win the plant the diffuser, but Toski actually shooting through the floor. Looks at the pings from the yokais will allow Toski to get that kill.
Benji absolutely robbed by the clock. That is an unfortunate round for him. Gets the quadra kill. Very impressive stuff, but ultimately it doesn't matter. The round goes in favor of Infinity Esports anyways. Man, oh man, that's an unfortunate one. He vaults himself up to the top of the kill counts in the server right now with 6 to his name. Not a bad stat to be on for just after 4 rounds, but that one hurts totally from Benji. And again, going back to the way that Infinity have been playing this matchup, they've been very smart, I would say, with their aggression overall. That time it was Infinity having a smart run out, and that's not really a time where most people would say, yeah, keep peeking, keep dealing damage. But he did just that, and it worked, right? I mean, he was able to deal so much disruptive damage. We see that time after time after time, every single round. It seems like he's, or somebody on Infinity are pulling some smart, aggressive plays. Now then, they drop 4 players to Benji. But I think the start of that round in particular was just so strong thanks to those individual aggressive plays coming out from Infinity. And that's really fun gameplay to be able to watch here.
Yeah, Infinity are showing off their aggression, showing off the gunplay, and kind of just really putting the momentum in their favor. They're putting these rounds in their favor. They're really throwing Okami for a loop when it comes to these rounds. We'll have, again, this downstairs defensive garage and kitchen. And again, this upstairs defense, upstairs hold with the castle barricades and the reinforcement walls. This is what really threw Okami for a loop last time. Though there was a weakness in this defense, Infinity did not reinforce one of the walls of the garage. I'm pretty sure this time they reinforced all the walls, so that should not be a thing this time.
Thank goodness, because that's the thing I mentioned before. Don't do that again. That was definitely a mistake. You thought, maybe it was just like a part of their strategy. No, that was a mistake last time. They're going to correct that, thankfully. So not going to be an issue, hopefully. There will still be hard destruction, and likely that garage door will get open. Oh, there's not hard destruction. Oh, there is. There's a Maverick. Okay, so they can create small holes. It'll be actually interesting to see how well they open this up. I hope they're not just assuming that that wall would be unreinforced again, because this is not typically an operator that you would try to bring to stop this from being, or to open this up. Usually you want this and a Hibana to make holes large enough and safely. Flak's gonna have a tough time. If he can pull it off, though, they will have gained quite a lot from that. You're not wasting an operator slot on the Hibana. You can bring more aggressive fragging ops instead. So I like it if he can pull it off. I'm just worried about how good Flak is gonna be on this Maverick, because you've got to be really good to open up that wall completely.
Yeah, especially if he starts to open the bottom up so he can leave his feet open. There's not a lot. There's need someone to at least cover him too if he's gonna go for that Maverick trick. Toski getting aggressive here in Visa. It's actually one right outside. He's on a drone to be lame on to get his head taken off by Toski. That's the first good kill for Infinity, and it seems as though Okami sometimes are kind of letting these weak points or these mistakes happen with people playing or kind of pushing by themselves. It looks like Z-Flag actually is able to make that wall unreinforced with the blowtorch.
Oh, and Flak, yeah, great shot to be able to complement his good work on that wall. A lot of frags going off around the map. You got a 3-on-2, which we end up in, and it looks like a player advantage for Infinity Esports. Just gonna be Prompt and Flak sitting outside of this garage, and they are wary that there might be some runouts from up top. I think that's a good fear to have. We do still see a player, I believe that's Toski, sitting up on that top floor. Willing to go for a bit of a roam. Toski is down in the basement. It's going to be Infinity who's actually up in antechamber. So he could jump out through a window or something like that should the need arise. But there's 55 seconds, and the guys over on Okami are going to need to do something. They can't just sit here forever. Morphed also in a position where he could go with that bearing 9, get aggressive. He tries to, but it doesn't pay off. Prompted equalizes that man count. Again, needs to be wary of somebody who could push him from up top. He's focusing on the player in the garage. He gets it from the bathroom on the hatch. There's going to be a player getting that kill. It's going to be Flak versus Infinity in a one-on-one. 30 seconds remain, and Flak's going to go for this plant. I don't hate this play, especially with the air jab to slow down Infinity. Flak now knowing his position, can't get this plant off safe and sound. The pings are out, and Infinity knows where his opponent's at. He's fully blind, though. This could be the opportunity for Flak to get the kill. Infinity's running away, though. He doesn't know where he's at. Sees more pings on his screen, so he can have that information. The drone gets shot out, so he's going to be able to deny the information to his opponent. Still has his own info. Behind the bombs where he thinks he's at, but he's outside of the door room. Flak outside, knows that Infinity could just go for this disable. Shirley's not going to give it to him for free. That time's ticking down. Infinity will go on this disable. Flak going to deny it. He doesn't hit the shot at first, but he gets off it, throws the grenade, blinds himself. Oh, it's gone from bad to worse for Flak. Infinity just needs to push. He'll do it now and get the kill. Is there enough time, though? It's going to go down to the wire. Whips at the pistol to get there a little bit faster. The counter defuse going, racing against that clock. I don't know if he's going to make it. He doesn't. Okami take the round by the skin of their teeth. And credit for Flak to delaying just long enough.
That was looking so good for Infinity, but Prompted and Z-Flag able to bring it back, able to get the kills they need, make it a 1v1 in the end. And unfortunately, there was a lot of information for Infinity, but unfortunately, he was not able to capitalize on it and allowed for Flak to plant the diffuser, thus making a 1v1 potion situation. And Flak is just wasting as much time as possible, because that's what you want to do at the point. You're just what you're looking to do is just waste as much time as possible. So even though Z-Flag made a lot of kills, he was a clutch factor in that round.
Brilliant stuff coming out already. We're seeing some great play from both of these squads and some intense rounds, and that's what you expect, right? I mean, the top team from the last qualifier, the 4th place team from the last qualifier, probably went 8-1. They lost one match in the last weekend, and Infinity Esports 7-2, so only losing 2 games as well. A very impressive record to come out from the squad. So yeah, I'm excited for what we're seeing so far. And we talk about this as generally more of a balanced map, perhaps due to the bans slightly favoring the defenders. But that's kind of what we're seeing right now. A 3-2 scoreline is pretty expected from 2 evenly matched teams. They're forced to go back upstairs to the console meeting room. Now they've successfully attacked this twice. This has not been a good bomb site. Or sorry, they defended this correct on round number 3.
Yeah, they won this once. One lost, one lost. Yeah.
So they've had some successes, they've had some failures, and again, I think just reining in that aggression makes this a lot better for bomb site for Infinity Esports. So we'll see how it goes, but a 4-2 split would be quite happy for Infinity.
It would be great for Infinity to get a 4-2 split, but we've seen some really close rounds in both teams, so it wouldn't be surprising to see adaptation from Okami to win this round out. Hopefully they're not as... I definitely like the aggression, but they need the rope play as well. If you see what's happening, Lamon and Prompted pushing through, getting shots on a drone after getting pinged out. Reaper getting pinged out, get shots on him. So they need the rope play. They need to get rid of some of these aggressors before just pushing site, because before they try the same thing, they just try to get on site, go for a push, and just take site as fast as possible. But with players on the board, with that not enough information of who's pulling what angles, it's definitely a little uninformative to go for that. So we'll see Prompted on the B windows, like console meeting office windows. We'll see what exactly they do and how different it's going to be if it's going to allow them to push onto site.
Again, seems like it's a fast attack coming out from Okami. We see this time and time again where they like to focus that bomb site early on into the round, just past that 2-minute mark. So they're now already focused on that bomb site a little earlier than some would otherwise do. Pixie about to find himself a kill. It presents itself to him. In the meantime, though, his teammates are doing work. Toki gets one, but gets traded out, so he's going to fall in the end. It's another trade, though. Pixie runs on down, realizing that, hey, my teammate needs help, and I'll go and at least get the refrag onto him. Up top, though, he's taking a lot of damage. He needs to back off on a sliver of HP. He will survive, but Benji really wants to keep putting on this pressure, and Lemon can come up from below as well. Oh, no. He got on the drone at the worst time, though. He was being pushed from down below, but it looks like they fell off. He's going to be lucky enough to stay alive, but that was very, very dangerous for him to get on the drone inside the staircase, specifically because Reaper is lurking around. Now his position will be no. Triggers that air jab, and he's going to be thrown off inside of antechamber. Now needs to run away, and already you can see Lemon hunting for where Reaper might be hiding because he knows, well, somebody's triggered my air jab. I got to go find that guy, and unsure if he's dropped down to the basement or not. He hasn't yet, but he's thinking about it. Lemon definitely very cautious of where Reaper might be playing.
Yeah, at this point too, with the 40 seconds left, if anything, Reaper's having a great time wasting time as 40 seconds left to go. It looks like there'll be a push from Lemon up the yellow stairs, trying to get rid of this mute, but there's actually one inside the back of bathroom. It'll be the echo of Morph to get rid of Lemon, at least down him. So it's another kill here for Infinity. It's looking to be a 4-2 split at the end as 2 players left, Benji and Flak. As I say that, Infinity gets rid of Benji, not the 1v4, and Flak on his own outside the windows of console. Not a lot he can do.
Well, he can die. That's certainly something that
yeah, true.
Try to pull off. And he will do that. No, a great shot from Pixie to end off that round. The last 2 remaining players just playing on the console office windows and getting picked off really beautifully in the end there. So that was a great point you made, actually. I think in terms of Reaper delaying so much time on that roam. Didn't really do a whole lot otherwise, but really took the focus away from the attackers. And there was some struggles, certainly, I think, over on the side of Okami on what they should be dealing with. Again, it seems like a lot of these attacks, they're focusing the bomb site very harshly, but because of the way that Infinity are playing these rounds, they play pretty aggressively, and those roamers just aren't being addressed by Okami.
I really agree with that. I definitely agree that there's definitely some weakness exploits that they're just leaving out. They see the tunnel vision on the site and they push site without knowing these external factors, whether it be roamers, whether it be an angle they expect, or somebody in a place where they don't know and they didn't be punished every single time for it when it comes, especially this site. Maybe not much big on the other sites, but especially here on console and meeting was a very much they're being punished for it every time or 2 times they attack this site. And so we'll switch off sides. It's 4-2 in the favor of Infinity. They have the advantage here. Let's see if they can keep that advantage on their attack.
It is sometimes a challenge, especially for these lower level teams, to transition from being a good defensive team over to being a good offensive team. And I'm not saying for sure that's going to be the case for Infinity Esports, and I think looking at their record in the last qualifiers, I don't think you could jump to conclusions and say that that's going to be the case. But it is a possibility, and so you've got to be wary of that. Kilo's already looking through this window inside of the bathroom. I'm worried about if he's going for some sort of a spawn peek. That could be quite deadly for the guys over on Infinity. We've also got Benji, and he's always changed his focus now. He's doing some site reconstruction. We've also got Benji, who's going to be roaming around on the Vigil, currently on side of sitting by the vending machines. So this isn't too far of an aggressive spot for him, but it leaves him the opportunity to get aggressive. You see him just peeking around the corners when he can. Not too bad of a spot for him to be looking in towards. So I kind of like that from him. If he wants to get aggressive, he has the opportunity to, but that's just what being on that operator gives him. He doesn't necessarily need to do that at the start of the round because he's playing Vigil. He can sit back for now and then go for a later flank if needed. There's a big run out and able to take down Reaper. Lemon, a great bit of aggression from him. Gets onto the balcony and gets the kill.
Yeah, that was a great way from Lemon, some great information. That's why the Valkyrie is so powerful and constant, because how many places you can put those black guys outside, especially on the trees or on the walkways outside as well. So Lemon getting the first kill. He's actually going upstairs to go for a roam at this point. So it seems as though as the round goes on, there's definitely some good movement from the roamers. Toski gets a grenade kill on the Flak though. Get rid of the smoke. It's a powerful opera to be taken off the board. There goes the toxic canisters. But still, with a minute 45 to the board, it's actually still quite a bit of time, and surprisingly, there was no air jab to stop Lemon too. That's a bit of an oversight from Infinity to not place those air jabs to allow for someone like Reaper to be on those windows.
Well, big couple of kills coming down. Two important Japanese operators taken off the board. Benji gets another one, though, to put the player advantage in favor of Okami. These are just a Pixie and Toasty to be able to take this one down. 3 players remain over on the attacking side of things, or the defender side of things, excuse me. Benji's already taken a lot of damage, so you can pump some shots into him, and you will be able to walk away with a kill. You don't need to do too much more to him, but the attackers seemingly struggling a little bit to actually get on in. Both of them on rappel, staring at the bomb site. Great. That doesn't actually get you in, though, and so no more utility, no grenades being left from either of them. There is, of course, some skeleton keys, and you can use that electronic scanner, but the important stuff is not going to be there any longer. Pixie falls off. He's going to get taken out by Prompted with 50 seconds. I don't know if there's much Toski can do here.
Wow, that was a headshot from Toski taking a Lemon, but time is still running out. It's still 1v2. It's technically still possible 1v2, especially because Benji's low HP. He does not have the diffuser. It's on site. You'll see Prompted inside site holding onto the diffuser. Benji's off to the left though, so there's kind of a bit of a crossfire here. That's what they're trying to do. Make sure that they, at least if they can refrag if one goes down, because they don't want to be in a one. They don't want to allow for Toski to take the 1v1s and win this fight. There's 22 seconds left to go. He's trying to vault his way in there, but Benji from the long desk will finish off Toski, and Okami take the first defense, looking to bring it back.
Default cameras, man, they can really trip you up. I mean, wasn't poorly played, I would say, in the final 1v2 there coming out from Toski, but he had to shoot that default cam, and it saw him regardless, so he gives up his position in the 1-on-2. It was looking winnable right up until the default cam spotted him out, so until that situation, I thought he was playing it fine, but yeah, it's tough to come back, and sometimes just having your dead teammates on those cameras, man, they make all the difference in the world. So a great defense to come out once again. This is sort of what we're talking about. Sometimes you see teams maybe struggle moving from the defense over to the offense. It is a little bit harder. I do definitely want to give credit again to Okami, because they were pulling out that aggression in ways that were similar to what Infinity were doing. Lemon in the first kill through a run out, not unfamiliar from what we saw from Infinity all the way back in round number 1. So it's a similar sort of get aggressive, get in your face strategy, and similarly Infinity are having a lot of struggles actually dealing with it.
Yeah, it seems that Infinity having the same issue, but again, they have the air jabs, they have the utilities to deny some of that, and I did not see it used as well as it could have been. They could have denied that runoff from Lemon, as was the window that you usually expect people to jump out of too. So unfortunately, hope to see more put those air jabs in a better place to deny some of these flanks, some of these jump outs, some of this aggression from Okami. The more thing we get on this here on this garage and kitchen defense. And we need to see exactly how Okami, if Okami are gonna play aggressive like Infinity did. Are they gonna play upstairs, or are they gonna play all on site with just maybe a roamer on the 3rd floor, or 2 roamers on the? Because if anything, it's interesting to see how aggressive, how different they play this for Infinity, and how normal we see Okami play this.
Looks like they're gonna have 1 player up top, as we're talking about here. Where are they at though? Looks like it's. I'm not seeing them. Do you see them?
There's nobody there. They're all inside, looks like.
They're all downstairs. You're right.
Yeah,
okay. So they're not playing it very aggressively. You could see Lemon go for something, and just based on where he's reinforcing, it looks like he's going to have to. He's kind of blocked off unless he just destroys one of his team's barricades, which is fine, but not super optimized. Doesn't look like that's it, though. He's going to be fine just to sit back here a little bit. So a little bit of a roam from Lemon, but nothing really too serious. Nothing on those top floors, just what you're really looking for in a basement defense. So the attacker should be able to clear this out fairly quickly. Over on Infinity, they're still working on that top floor. This bottom floor maybe going to take them a little bit longer to try to work with. But it's a very standard, just let's sit back, let's hold our bomb sites. We've got some strong anchor operators. Maybe not as many strong anchor operators as you might have liked to bring, because, of course, that echoes on the board not being brought out. So maybe would be a good spot to see them in. But either way, they're going to try to hold on tight.
So it looks like there's at least some controlled aggression though, Prompted in a position to get aggressive, as he understands that most of the attackers are coming from the east side, coming from the admin or Visa, but air jab is thrown. He hears the air jab, so it is a position he doesn't want to look for or jump out of, because he will hit the air jab, be killed for it. A C4 is in a perfect place to get rid of one person, but the information isn't there. It looks like Prompted is waiting for a call out from one of his teammates, probably the Valkyrie Lemon, with information. It looks like they're going for those hatches instead of rather going for the garage wall. One hatch being opened up, maybe the one inside of bathroom, and now Prompted just waiting for someone to come down the yellow stairs. Kilo's on site, man. Lemon's the only person really to go for a push, as he sees one of the air jabs, gets rid of it, so Lemon now has free reign to go back and get rid of some of these attackers.
It's going to be a deadly threat late into this round. They think they're safe. Infinity up inside of Piano. Pixie might feel like he's safe because he's getting a 2K, which is 2 big kills to be able to find, and now Lamon might have to think twice before he's going. No, he's not. He's already on this top floor, but missing some crucial shots, giving away his position without notifying or getting any kills. Does down Pixie, so that's something, but that's not enough. Prompted taking a lot of damage on this bottom floor as well, but a great flick onto the head of Reaper. That's not something that you should be able to hit. Doesn't necessarily matter though, as Morph is getting more kills. Prompted will fall after getting that nasty flick, leaving it to just 2 defenders. And Lamon, bit of a lurker. He's over on this lobby right now. Can lurk around and try to find out one of these players who are still on this top floor. Sees the IQ, takes him a minute, but he does eventually take down Pixie. There's a couple more players he's looking for. That blinding grenade does impede him, and now he's just got to find a couple more players. We do still have Flack, who's lying down on this bomb site, but the bomb's been planted. He now needs to stop it. Doesn't matter. Morph and Toasty at the exact same time get a couple of kills, and Infinity tie things up, or extend their lead, excuse me.
So yeah, that really turtle hole we see from Okami really is the problem here, because you had Infinity just take upstairs and just go to town opening the floor up. They open the hatches and they go for a different, actually a really normal take. They open upstairs, they have the upstairs coverage, and they open the wall with the Hibana, and they go for the plant. Infinity went for that plant in front of White Van, and it was a very normal one. It just, the lack of aggression from Okami was very weird to see. As you saw them jump out, you saw them make the aggressive plays the round before that, but this round they just kind of let it go. Layman was the only one being aggressive, but one roamer being aggressive really doesn't sometimes really change it, because you have the players. It did miss some important shots too. It might be different if you made those shots in the first place, but at the same point, having only one aggressor running around the map could easily be snuffed out by the attack. And so we'll see here them try it again, maybe be more aggressive, maybe play a bit differently as they need to.
So for those not familiar with Infinity Esports, these are the champions of Mexico. They just won the Mexican Nationals back in, I think that was September. Yeah, I'm gonna say, no, what's the month before September? August? There was one back in August. My my months are not the strongest. Give me a second here. But they did win the Mexican Nationals. They took home a bigger share of 500,000 pesos. So, as I mentioned, like, there's a pretty competitive scene down there. It went all 5 maps, and 8-7 was the final map in that best of 5. So, like, Infinity Esports are very much this up-and-coming team in terms of the North American scene, but they're established for the Mexican squads. And I'm excited to see if they continue to put up good showings against the best T3 North America has to offer, and maybe keep going through the rest of these qualifiers and CL qualifiers. This is a squad that could seriously contest like tier 2 NA.
I agree, definitely agree with that. Like, we see, so if you didn't notice, Okami is the one that got first place. They also beat PogChamp, and PogChamp's a team, if you guys know, of some notoriety or some famous ex-Pro League CL players. So we've seen some good stuff with Okami, and the fact that, you're going to see Infinity might beat them would be very surprising, and I would love to see Infinity place more plays. But it looks like here Layman and Prompted again are playing very aggressive. I wonder exactly how different they're going to play this, because they need to stop the Buck and the Sledge of Reaper and Toski from doing what they will with the floor and just denying the anchors their living, really.
Been pretty quiet so far in here around number 9. Again, we've seen the pace of this game, I would say, has been a lot faster than the first 2 matches we've seen tonight. A lot of the games, a lot of the rounds that we're seeing right on this map have been a little bit quicker. Infinity, I think, in general, have slowed things down a little bit, which has helped them in some ways and maybe hurt them in others. Reaper's going to take a lot of early damage, and so maybe not utilizing those holes that he's created in the ground to the best of his ability. The rest of his teammates, again, taking it slow. They're outside of the building still. They're getting some kills. A C4 will actually land on a Toasty. That's not great for Infinity Esports as they start off this round just hitting that minute-and-a-half mark. So now you're down a player, you're down your Buck, means that Reaper's really going to have to flex his muscles as he tries to open up these floorboards. Only using a breaching hammer, you're kind of out of options otherwise. So dealing with those batteries, of course, on the wall as well, or the Kaid Electro Claws, he's going to get punished because of it. Just running up the stairs, Prompted says, no, you don't. I'm going to take care of you. That puts us into a 2-player advantage for Okami. And sitting on that basement floor, I mean, you can do a lot of shenanigans, which looks like Prompted is trying to right now.
Yeah, again, where's the air jets are placed very perfectly last time to deny these kind of pushes, but this time looks like they weren't placed correctly, or Morph didn't have the chance to place them where they need to be, or maybe they were shot out by Prompted or Layman, and Layman did try to get some more shots onto Pixie. This is a very much more aggressive. This is the aggressive hole we need to see, the aggressive response we need to see Okami to deal with deal with Infinity just doing what they want with the floor, getting those angles into the anchors on sites. They allow for, you know, Morphed, or not Morphed, for Reaper or Toski to get these angles exactly right there. There goes Kilo to get taken out by Pixie. But I say that Prompting gets a shotgun shot, Benji gets Infinity, now not just Pixie on their own, and he'll get finished off as well. And Okami will take that round back as they adapt and they play more aggressive to deal with Infinity.
Yeah, totally. I think the aggression coming out was a little bit better there we saw from Okami. Now, it wasn't like crazy aggressive, like, oh, it's 92 Dream Team up this place and just throw everybody everywhere. But it was just a little bit increase in the aggression. They were more willing to jump up to that first floor, and it paid off quite a bit. You know, just going for those C4 kills, playing the floorboards really, really well in that round, you know, firing upwards, being just quite good at that. And we've seen kind of throughout the match just being good at countering the sledge and buck play that's been really prominent from Infinity Esports, because you're winning your gunfights when you're looking up and the enemy's looking down. That's not something a lot of people can do, at least not easily. So I think you got to give a lot of credit to almost all the members, honestly, on the side of Okami for doing a lot of work in that sense. And then just as you mentioned, like destroying those air jabs where they exist, or identifying where they're at when they don't, or where they're not at when they don't exist. They've been really smart at avoiding that. Would maybe like to see something like Morphe perhaps changing with gridlock. You've got to be making a little bit more noise if you want to try to flank and deal with gridlock. A little bit harder to deal with, I would say, than one of those air jabs if you're spotting out the air jabs quite efficiently, as we're seeing from Okami. But if you're not doing that, something's got to really change, because the flanks have been really, really good so far coming from Okami.
Yeah, they have the Nomad, but they don't bring anything like, maybe they can bring Gridlock, maybe they can bring a Jackal as well. There's other operators they can bring to deal with the roamers here from Okami. It wasn't a big of a deal the first time I attacked downstairs in garage and kitchen, but that time they attack up here, there was Layman that jump out. There was the aggression as well from downstairs from a few of the defenders as well. You had a Benji on the Vigil last time, but this time he'll be on a dock instead when they defend the site. So they could bring other operators. They're sticking to the same operator lineup, it seems like, though. So I'm kind of worried for Infinity if they're not adapting well enough, or these attacks when it comes to dealing with Okami's aggression and how they're differently they're going to play it.
The Vigil this time around is where exactly? He's down all the way in the basement, actually. So he's very far off site. Very different from how they played the Vigil in the last time they were defending on this site. They kept them kind of close. They allowed him to have the opportunity to flank, which worked out quite well for them, I would say. But they didn't start him in the basement like Layman is this time around. So it's a bit different strategy, the way you want to play that. Flak has got 2 ADSs set up right next to him, so they really want to keep Flak alive inside the console office. I don't think that's a bad spot for him to be playing in at all. Now, you're worried about maybe somebody opening up from the yellow stairs, but for now, I mean, as long as you're challenging from that window, you're probably going to keep him alive. ADS is going to be more important than ever, considering the fact that we've got two frag grenade operators over on the attacking side, so glad that they've at least got those set up.
So yeah, there's a minute and 46, a minute gone so far. They've done a lot of join. They figured out where a lot of these defenders are at. A grenade thrown at Benji will not do any damage, as it wasn't cooked long enough to at least hit him where he was. I don't know how well Reaper knew that, but hopefully Reaper isn't jumped out this time. Hopefully there's an air jab to protect him. And there's a run out though from Layman to get rid of Infinity. Pixie though will at least refrag immediately. This is one for a trade. It's a Vigil for a Habana though. That's a Habana could use to deal with Benji here inside of the meeting though. If they open up the bottom of the reinforcement and get rid of him, it could prove pretty beneficial for the attackers of Infinity if they're going for that site. But it looks like they're trying to push for B instead. They're trying to push for that console office. It's interesting to see Infinity as they're kind of running out of time a little bit, and they're not really formulating a plan.
They're starting to work their way up. I mean, it's difficult, right? You've only gotten rid of one defender, and that's because he really gave himself to you. So Infinity, as you mentioned, they got to get on in. Reaper's going to vault in first, and he's not really found a contest. Pixie's been able to pick off a kill as well. Flak falling to him, so that's going to be a great shot. Looks like that was from down below, so a really important kill coming out. That's going to be the smoke off of the board. Again, a big operator. 45 seconds. Infinity been taking this quite slow. Oh, and the information's there for the defenders. Prompt is going to get one, but eventually traded off. Pixie on the yellow stairs, able to get that trade 2-on-2 now. Benji trying to get in this engagement, heals himself back on up, and he's actually going to survive because of it, but eventually there's a sledgehammer going down. Kilo's getting a kill on a Pixie to finish off that monster. Leaves us into a 1-on-1. Reaper versus Kilo, still trying to stay alive. 22 seconds on that clock. Kilo can't really deny if he's going for the plant immediately, because he doesn't have a whole lot of time to waste for. Kilo again, looking like he might just want to go for the yokai, but he can't get it fast enough. Kilo's going to rush it all the way down to the basement. He does think he can get the yokai there fast enough. He's just going to play the plant game, and Reaper's falling for it. He's running all the way down to the basement. If he can get the free kill, then that's fine, but it doesn't look like he can find him, and that's going to be Okami taking round number 10 just off of playing hide and seek Kilo is gone and you can't spine him.
So Infinity, unfortunately, stalling a little bit too long. They were able to formulate a plan in the end, but unfortunately, there was not enough coverage to deal with Prompted on Yellow Stairs, who stopped the Thermite of Morph. I think it was Morphed, or I forget who it was, who jumped into the window to try to go for that plan. Maybe Infinity, actually. But he tried to go for that plan. He gets taken up by Prompted on Yellow Stairs. Pixie does refrag, but still, the future is now down inside of console. There was nobody else to take it up and go for the plant, so he had Reaper on his own inside of waiting room, try to go for the kills, try to get enough time in there, but the time was running out. The Yokais could have just denied the plant anyway too, because there were still 2 alive. Pixie was not able to get rid of it on the IQ, especially because he was going for the kills more than anything, as time was running out. So Infinity, good try, but you had the good word from Kilo to just say, I'm out of here, guys. I'm not gonna take the fight. I'm gonna run away because I know time is on my side. So we go here back to our tertiary site. Now that they've won 2 in a row, we'll go down to our tertiary site here of Lobby and Press. We saw last time from Infinity, they were not able to win this site out, as a lot of, well, actually, no, they won the site, didn't they, actually, based on time?
Lobby was, when it was played, way back on round number 4, was won by the attackers, actually.
Oh, yeah, it was actually. I remember. It was so long ago.
Yeah,
it was a while ago.
Yeah, it was a while ago, but it was won by Okami. So they're at least practiced on the site in the 1 round it's been played. They won it. Of course, it's been a side swap since then, so you can't really draw the same parallels. We've hit 5-5, which means we're going to use all 12 rounds in regular time, perhaps in overtime as well. There are no ties here. We've got to have a winner. One of these 2 teams is going to square up with the other teams. We've gone 3-0 so far in this tournament, and so far there's been a shorter and shorter list of undefeated teams as Swiss tends to produce. One of these 2 teams, of course, will join it. Right now, Ozone, Senshi, and Pixel Esports hold the 3-0 titles, and they're looking to be joined by just one of these teams. We come around into about 30 seconds of the round. Not a whole lot going down, I would say, from either side. Yeah, no, I think both these teams pretty much just playing it standard. You're taking control of the basement, but it doesn't pay off. Lemon with a big kill and a Reaper.
Yeah, that's a great start, as they try to maybe play a little sneaky and take downstairs away from the defense, but Lemon with a great shot. Take out Reaper. There's your sledge, which doesn't, well, actually could be powerful. You take upstairs. It's surprising they go for admin. They go for, like, you know, admin or console, try to roam clear. Instead, they're trying to push outstairs. But there's actually 2 attackers to say that are taking upstairs. 3 actually. So they gotta deal with the one inside of console or waiting room and the one inside of meeting as well. So there's quite a bit for these attackers to do if they want to take control upstairs and use that to their advantage. Unfortunately, that one of the stop breachers is gone, but they still have the buck with the skeleton key to do so after they take control of it. But there's quite a bit in store. Let's see, one meeting, one bathroom. It's quite a bit of cross angles. Let's see exactly, because there's actually yokai being seen on the top of the doorway. That's actually really unfortunate to lose that so early.
You don't like to see that as defenders. You do still have this player advantage though, so maybe you're not too upset by it. This top floor control, as we've talked about, being held by Infinity, but not wholly, and Prompted reminds him of that. It's been a fury of kills going back and forth. Pixie got 1, but eventually traded by Benji. So now you're still trying to fight for control. Benji, Crossfire with his teammate upstairs here, and Infinity really having some struggles actually challenging these 2 players. He's in a 2-on-1. Of course he would. Lemon comes from down below and able to get the shot onto Infinity. Throws a C4. It will not land, but it actually isn't too far off the mark. Toski is up here now, and he's looking to find out that where those 4 players have run off to. Of course, if he dies in the next 55 seconds, or if he doesn't do anything in the next 55 seconds, well, then his team is going to go up against match point. Not an ideal situation considering they had such a hot start in this matchup, going up 4-2 at the half. Toski now with the diffuser in hand, clearing out this top floor, looking to go downstairs as well, tossing some grenades. Drops. Gonna be looking for them in antechamber, but he can't hit the shots. Prompted will, and Okami take round 11 and put themselves, as I mentioned, to match point.
Yeah, that was a really good, well, I would say it was a start for, it was a really bad start already as well, because you had Reaper downstairs. He was also on his own. I think he was being droned in though, but he was still on his own, pushing downstairs, trying to take control of something down below, at least to deny any roamers maybe. But Lemon taking him out so quickly in the round was really good on them. And at that point, you Infinity, the rest of the players push upstairs in admin, try and take control of upstairs, but there's a lot of crossfires made by Okami. You had bathroom, you had, I think it was Prompted in bathroom, and then you had a player inside of meeting with the shotgun. I think that was Z-Flag as well. So again, whereas the Habana chargers, the X-Kairos, to then maybe try and push Z-Flag out of meeting, whereas the utility from Infinity try and stop some of these cross angles. But still, in the end, it was a really good shots from Okami to take the round. Really good work from them to hold upstairs, and we'll go down to back to our garage and kitchen defense.
So one more round separates us here. Very much that garage wall is going to get destroyed. Hopefully they can still put up those reinforcements. They should be able to. Unless they're planning to not reinforce these, I'm sure that's not the case. But Kilo, what are you doing at this point? I mean, I know a lot of times people destroy these walls so that they can get the sound through them like quite a bit. You can hear a lot better when the soft wall behind is destroyed. But you don't need that much. Is he maybe destroying part of the car? Was that it? I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh well, you'll be able to reinforce that fully now. Everybody's doing their site prep as you'd expect them to. There's actually quite a few bodies currently on the top floor. They're gonna fall back though, so it's not gonna be any sort of a heavy roam strategy coming out from Okami on this final round, except for Benji, who's going for a spawn peek.
Oh, but shots come out from the spawn point of the attackers. They seem to recognize the window may have been opened, and they'll shoot some shots at Benji and cause him to go back to sites. So last time we had this, the first time we had to lose a site here for Okami, they allowed for the attackers of Infinity to do what they want with the floor, get all the kills they want through the floorboards, through that vertical play. Second time around, Infinity were met with the resistance of Laymon and a couple of just running around, being mobile and being that kind of that force to be reckoned with, as they prompted on the way upstairs right now. And it's again that roam game needs to be denied if they want to be able to successfully or safely take press room, not be taken out. As timing.
That's a spray from Infinity. Timing indeed. I mean, that's the best thing to say there. Sprays to the door, trying to open it up, and who's on the other side? Well, it's prompted, and now he's not, because he's going to be sent into the grave. Not a great start for the team who's trying to secure their third win of the night. Rest of this round, though, still open to be played, and doesn't mean you've lost it just yet. I think a lot of this game has been defined, at least in the second half, by the roaming presence over on Okami. When the roams are on point, not too aggressive, not too passive, but doing a lot of work and they're really giving a lot of rounds in favor of Okami. When they're not, though, Infinity have had a really fun time just walking over some of these defenses. Kilo is going to even out the score with a C4 coming off onto Pixie. Again, the play from down below has been quite strong coming out from the guys over on Okami as well. So firing upwards and using those C4s have been a bit of a strong point because they're using so much of the soft destruction. It's been vital, but Reaper now going for this is what I'm talking about. They're so good firing upwards. Kilo with another kill on the Reaper, hits the headshot somehow, and this soft destruction of the floorboards continues to fail Infinity Esports.
He'll see Layman for a second. Morph don't like the shots on Layman, who's on Spiral Stairs, but Morph will get one to Kilo in a refrag. There's another person right there. He does not see him though. It looks like it's the smoke of Z-Flag holding a toxic canister, maybe to deny the push onto site as Infinity's opened up to the wall. Someone opened the wall up onto site. It looks like he can't get the last X off because there is a mute jammer on the wall, and now this point, Tusky needs to help him out and start to either get rid of the mute. He doesn't get rid of the mute. Now I throw some grenades, thinking one's at pipes, but nobody's there for the moment. Another grenade goes towards kitchen, but there's a reinforced wall in the way. And so there's a good farm. Benji holding up top of the desk. He'll get rid of Tusky, and now it's a 3v2 with 20 seconds left to go.
We die down on the dying seconds of this round, and as you mentioned, 15 seconds now. Infinity needs to get this plant off, or his team won't do anything. Morph is helping him out by getting a couple of kills, covering from yellow stairs. Knows that his teammate now can do it, but one's gonna die, and he's gonna get a kill for his troubles. Picks up the diffuser, 5 seconds to frag out or get this plant down. It's not a good position to be in. There's a smoke on the other side of things. Full HP, and he's gonna plant in an unorthodox spot, but Flack's got the pings. That should be the end of it. Out with the shotgun, he'll knife him instead. Flack ends it off, and Okami take the match 7-5. It was a close one and hard fought, but in the end, doesn't really matter. It's all going to be over to Okami to take this victory, continue undefeated in these qualifiers, but a great game and a great showing coming out from the Mexican team of Infinity Esports as well.
Yeah, that was some fantastic plays. Both teams had their mistakes, had their issues, but unfortunately, it was Okami to really capitalize on those mistakes more than you saw from Infinity, but still, great showing from Infinity. There was some great plays, some great frags, and some great teamwork from Infinity, but they'll have that loss, and Okami will stay undefeated in this round. They'll move forward and try, well, both teams will move forward. It's just that, you won't get that point, unfortunately, for
Totally. It's a Swiss format, and you play until you lose 3 times or until 9 rounds are over. So, both these teams were not playing for their lives, but they were definitely playing for a more important record. And going 9-0 is pretty huge. So that's obviously no longer a thing for Infinity Esports. Nobody did in the first qualifier. Yeah, it would be quite a shock if somebody was able to do it this time around. It would be very good for them, obviously.
Yeah. Very much so. But guys, this will be our last game of the night. There's 3 games per night. It's 9 rounds altogether. So 3 rounds tonight, 3 rounds tomorrow, and 3 rounds on Saturday. So if you guys want to see us back tomorrow, we'll be back here at 7 p.m. EST. Actually, I don't know if we'll might be on your channel tomorrow. We'll be. We're gonna cast tomorrow. If we're gonna cast again tomorrow. If we cast tomorrow. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens though.
We'll be on Twitter.
TBD. We'll see what happens though, guys. But we'll see you tomorrow maybe, or the next day when it happens. Have a good night.